We all have things that we love, gifts from our childhood, hand-me-downs, and treasures that have real meaning. But quite often, we just don't know what to do with them.
They're not really useful to me in any way as they are now, but equally I can't let them go.
They lie neglected in cupboards, lofts, and garages.
It's kind of just taking up a lot of space.
Not good enough to use, but too precious to lose.
I'm just not creative or talented enough to do anything with it myself.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Yeah.
Our specialist team of remakers each have a particular skill.
Well, what I'd love to do with your car is turn it into a giant feather.
Okay. And are ready to reimagine and transform.
I can imagine this would be someone's nightmare, seeing their wedding dress being ripped up.
I think it's going to work.
It's going to become something beautiful again.
I am really excited to see what you've done with it.
Wow. Oh, wow. It's really lovely. This is so pretty. This is really pretty.
That is seriously impressive.
Takes my breath away.
Welcome to Saved and Remade. First into the workshop today is Kate, who started a love affair with old photography equipment in her teens. Kate, meet Shelley.
Hi, Kate. How are you doing?
So, what are we looking at, Kate?
This is an old slide projector that when I was 18, I'd not long started a photography course and got interested in old photographic items, and so I bought some cameras, but this is what started it all off. So I was wandering around a car boot and spotted it, had £5 in my pocket and thought I wouldn't be able to afford it, and asked how much it was, and he said £2. And so I was like, as soon as I could, gave him the money, got it home, plugged it in, and it worked, and it still works now.
This slide projector was made in Birmingham by the Oldest Brothers company, famous for lenses and photographic equipment.
I just love it. I can't get rid of it. It just sits by my fireplace.
I think this definitely needs some saving, don't you, Shelley?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lovely thing. I'd like to make your projector into a floor standing standard lamp almost that would swivel. It'll be on a stand made of scaffolding poles.
Oh.
And it will angle like with a knuckle joint here and one here, so you can angle poise it and turn it around and make it about 7, so about shoulder height, my shoulder height. And what I'd like to do is take it off this base, but keep the base and make it as the base into like a foot, like the pedestal of it. It needs a little bit of TLC, so I'll rub it back and clean it up and give it a spray of silver.
Shelley, that sounds brilliant.
Do you like that?
I do, very much. That's very my kind of style. Yeah.
You seem really happy about that.
That's good.
It's a really good design, yeah. I like it.
Lovely
Definitely.
lamp to have in the home.
Yeah, and I've already pictured where it's going to go.
Perfect.
And yeah,
Good.
Love it. Thank you.
To transform Kate's vintage slide projector into a lamp, Shelley first needs to remove the dated electrics.
With Kate's projector, I pulled all the bits out of the middle of it, all the old electrics and the fan and the bulb that is no longer viable because it's from the 1950s and we can't use it in this day and age. So I've stripped it right back, and now I'm going to sand it back and give it a good clean, ready for it to be sprayed. I found some nice bits that I might incorporate in the design, because there's a nice little fan that looks like a mini propeller, and I think I might put that somewhere if I get time.
With the projector stripped of its insides, Shelley can concentrate on the transformation. And her first task is removing years of dirt and grime.
If you spray it straight away, the paint won't stick to the surface. It'll just chip off eventually. You'll be able to scratch it off.
Shelley needs to give the surface a key, which is a rough texture the new paint will stick to. To make the job easier, she likes to wet the sandpaper.
It stops the metal getting hot. It makes the sandpaper move more freely and keeping the surface cool, and stops rubbing through the sandpaper as well, so that's why you would wet it. I am just wiping off all the muck now that's just been created by rubbing it back and see whether the surface is good enough to spray or not. And you can see that all that rust that was there before is gone now, so that's pretty good. I want to keep this front plate that tells you the voltage of the projector, because it's part of the original history and character of the projector when Kate bought it, so it'd be nice to keep that in.
Shelley masks off the areas she wants to protect, then sprays with a primer. Once dry, she can give the projector a much-needed new coat of paint.
At the moment, it's a matte finish, the paint on the projector, but once the metallic, shiny aluminium paint goes on, it will be a statement piece, and your eye will be drawn to it. You'll see it as soon as you walk in the room, this shiny lamp stood in the corner saying, "Look at me, aren't I pretty?"
And by the time Shelley's finished, I'm sure it will be an attention-grabbing lamp. But Kate's slide projector isn't the only interesting item in the workshop today. A Shearling lamb coat has caught the attention of fabric expert Elizabeth.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly soft. Beautiful jacket, actually. Several pieces of shearling sewn together. Very, very soft and beautiful.
This jacket belonged to my mum, and it came to me when she passed away. She absolutely adored it. I've got loads of memories of my mum in that jacket. I'd really like to save this jacket because my eldest son and his girlfriend, 2 children who are only 3 and 1, are living at my house. It would be really nice if the jacket came back as something that would be of interest to the kids. And it's going to be looked at and talked about, and the children will get to know my mum.
And I'm sure Elizabeth has some brilliant ideas.
So my initial thought was perhaps some lovely sort of cushions or some kind of fluffy stool or something. But then I heard that Katie's got a couple of eager grandchildren. I thought, well, okay, let's make it into something that they can play with. So my thought is I'm going to make it into a sheep and bring it right back to where it came from. Biggest challenge for me is that I've never done this before. So I've made clothing, I've made covered furniture, I've done all sorts of manner of different types of textile challenges, but I haven't made a stuffed toy before. But yeah, I feel okay about it. I mean, I think I've got enough sort of in the bank to make it work. I've created a pattern. The sheep will have this fluffy wool on most of its body, but I think I'll be able to use the other side of the coat to make the face and perhaps the legs and that kind of thing, maybe a little tail. So let's see how that goes.
Elizabeth begins by pinning her pattern onto the coat's exterior before she prepares to make her first cut into Katie's prized possession, which is already causing some concern.
This is going to be a very interesting fabric to sew with because it's not flat by any means. There's a thickness to it that I'm hoping will easily slide through my machine. Pinned on, ready to cut. And I will lose a bit of the fluff as I'm cutting, but I'm hoping that that will be absolutely fine. She says with false confidence. There, you can see some of the fluff comes off, and you just gotta go with it. Okay, so there's our first piece. So there we are, there's our second piece. So, okay, there's the body. There's a few more pieces to cut out.
They include the sheep's legs and face, which will be made using the coat's tan exterior.
Most patterns would have seam allowance already added onto it, but just trying to make it more challenging. There we go.
With sewing skills as good as yours, Elizabeth, I'm sure you'll make the cut. Next to arrive at the workshop are Michelle and Carl from Northamptonshire, with a much treasured keepsake from her granddad Herbie, a beautiful 1930s Fullerton gramophone. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome. We're joined by Daisy and John today.
Hiya.
Hiya.
What have you brought in with you today?
We've bought a ornate wooden gramophone. It used to belong to my grandfather.
Yeah.
And he left it to me. He used to collect them. He had lots of them, but this one is a particular favourite of his and always been a favourite of mine. It means the world. It has lots and lots of memories, but it hasn't worked, and I'd like to create new memories with it.
OK. Tell us about your granddad. What kind of person was he?
He had a real love of reggae.
Yeah.
And the old Rat Pack kind of music, and collected 8-track cassettes. But he used to, when I'd arrive, put it on and we'd dance around. He was huge, very tall, had a really deep laugh that used to make your insides reverberate. Everyone called him the Gentle Giant. He just had a love of everything that was vibrant. Yeah, he was just the most amazing man.
How many gramophones did he have?
Quite a few, didn't
About
he?
18,
Yeah.
18, 19, all different shapes, different sizes.
What are some of your memories, Carl?
Oh, we're just tinkering about with the radiograms and that. He used to fix them and I used to help him under supervision because I'm not very good with stuff like that.
Yeah. How did this one come into your care?
It was my favourite. It was his favourite.
OK.
And everybody knew that it was my favourite, and I would have rather have had him about, but this was the closest I can get. It's not used for its real purpose, and it's not loved because it's just put in the corner. It's too pretty just to stand there.
So tell me about your lives. What's your lifestyle like?
We have 5 kids, a grandson who's a little bundle. I love to draw. I draw a lot, but I also love the quiet time, so I like candles and I like music in the background.
Well, lots of little nuggets to go on there. Yeah. What are your do's and don'ts?
The only thing that I would say is, whatever happens, I'd want the turntable either retained or given back. I know that he would be saying, oh, it's going to be great. Whatever happens is going to be great. Let's see what happens. He'd love it.
First up to pitch is John, who likes to work with both metal and wood.
I'm proposing to make an art table. So I'm going to cut it in half using the existing gramophone workings, put a piece of glass on top so it's ornamental so you can actually see the workings. And I'm going to remove the speaker cabinet and have it as an art storage area and put a bit of ply on top of it so you have a nice smooth surface to work. The tabletop can come up to whatever angle you desire. It'll be slightly bigger because you need to get a chair within that space. And then we'll retain the barley twist legs at the 2 sides there. This will turn something that is loved into a practical piece of furniture.
That's interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting.
But there's more. Woodwork expert Daisy has an idea she'd like to pitch too. Daisy, this is quite a versatile item. What are you thinking?
It's a really, really beautiful piece. All this lovely intricate carving is really stunning. The legs. You can see it's made out of oak. You've got the medullary rays on the top. Really lovely. So I think I wouldn't want to change too much of this aesthetic. So I'm thinking, so I could turn this into a practical storage unit with a nice little zen succulent garden whilst keeping the lovely aesthetic. So something like, so if I did something like this with the legs on the bottom as well.
Would they be an alternative to succulents? Because I know they're quite hardy, but I kill anything that has roots or is green. Doesn't last long.
Maybe I could do some sort of stepped kind of display, so you could have candles at different levels on this side.
Yeah, that's a beautiful idea.
Thinking on your feet here, Daisy.
Yeah. If I make a board at the back of it, a panel, we can have nice little shelves on that for storage. So we can make this into a cupboard. So notice this isn't, currently you're not able to open, it's not hinged. So we can make this into a nice cupboard and have a surface here as well, so you can put stuff on it, maybe candles you spoke about.
You can only choose one of the transformations, so who will you go with?
I think I know what I want.
Yeah.
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 Daisy, please. I absolutely love your idea, and it retains a lot of the original cabinet. So sorry. I do.
That's okay.
But, if I do manage to get another gramophone, I know where to find you to make me a workstation. But
Brilliant, thank you. Well, that's really exciting. I can't wait to start on that.
enjoy.
I will.
Thank you.
Bye.
Daisy's first job in this transformation is to take the gramophone apart.
To begin with, I'm gonna be taking the top off, look at, taking out the turntable and how easy that sort of thing is. So first of all, it's unhinging this top. You're getting in with a flathead screwdriver, maybe my drill as well, and undoing some screws. Let's see, it's got a really lovely sticker there. So that's that removed. That was pretty easy. It's a really interesting piece here. It's really beautiful. Now I've seen how beautiful these little components are, I think I'll try and incorporate them somehow in the overall design.
But removing the horn isn't as straightforward.
This gramophone was clearly built to last and not built to be disassembled. Yeah, it's seriously glued in place. Gee.
Finally, after a lot of wiggling and waggling, Daisy frees the horn.
Yay!
It's out.
Woohoo!
And Daisy can start with her build.
This is the back of Michelle's gramophone, and where I'll be attaching the backboard, which is going to have the shelves on it. So I just need to make sure I've got a nice flush surface to attach the board to. And to do that, I'm just going to plane this strip of oak here so that it's level with this oak here. Getting there. I've chosen to make the backboard of the gramophone out of oak, just because I think it's in keeping with the rest of the piece of furniture. This is 18mm thick, so it should be nice and sturdy, strong enough to take the weight of shelves. So I just need to decide exactly how high I would like it to go, and then trim the bottom and attach it on. So now I've cut this to length, and I think this is our nice clean face, and this is the face we'll have facing outwards.
Fabulous start, Daisy. Transformations are happening all over the workshop. Shelley's converting Kate's much-loved slide projector into a unique lamp. And she's currently working on the stand for the projector lamp head.
I need to make a really sturdy footplate, I suppose we would call it, to hold up the scaffolding pole that will become the lamp stand. So first of all, I'm going to draw a shape that will echo the curve of the original projector base and then cut it out on the bandsaw. Now I'm going to use my little groovy trimming router, it's called, and I'm going to go around the edge of the piece of wood. And what that will do is it'll cut out a nice rounded edge all the way around. Really good. I'm pleased with it. It looks nice, and it'll look nice once it's all sanded back.
Shelley now has the tricky task of connecting the slide projector to the stand that transforms it into a floor lamp.
The reason the base or the footplate of the lamp is so long is because the lamp will be a little bit top heavy and I don't want it to topple over, so having a long base will stop that from happening. We hope. Just building it up and building it up. This is the moment of truth now because it's got all the heavier bits on. Okay, let's see if it goes over or not. It's quite heavy.
The floor lamp is complete, but will it take the weight of the slide projector?
I'm gonna let it go now. Please don't fall on the floor, little quirky, nosy lamp.
Kate's returned to see how Shelley has transformed her 1950s slide projector. Hi, Shelley.
Hiya, Sabrina. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
Hi, Shearling.
Hi, Kate. You all
Kate's
right?
back with us.
Nice to see you again.
Very excited.
Remind us what you brought in.
I brought in a little projector that had been in my house since I was 18. And so I've missed it quite a lot, actually, missed having it there. So I've been really looking forward to today.
Should we see it?
Yes.
Come on, Shelley.
Okay, let's see if we can get this thing on.
That's amazing. That's brilliant.
This once dull old slide projector that was bought for £2 at a car boot sale has been transformed into a contemporary freestanding light.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's exactly how you described it was going to be.
Its sleek and stylish design retains many of the features Kate loves. I know photography was it's a huge passion of yours.
Yeah.
So seeing this, one of the first things that you bought that sort of sparked that passion, is now being transformed and has another use. What do you make of it now?
I still love it as much because it's higher up as well rather than down on the floor. Yeah, love it. I keep saying love it because I love it.
Good.
What would have happened if you didn't bring your projector to be saved and remade?
It would continue to sit there and just not doing anything. And so this is the best thing that could have happened to it. Definitely. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, Shelley.
Thank you. I don't think I've ever got 10 out of 10.
Shelley, you've outdone yourself. It's another busy day in the workshop, and Elizabeth is nearing the end of her transformation of Katie's shearling jacket.
My idea is to transform Katie's jacket back into its origin, to a sheep. So I've got all my pieces here ready to go.
With her sections cut out and pinned,
On basically starting with the legs.
it's time to put pedal to metal. But this material is pushing Elizabeth's sewing skills to the limits.
I'm kind of shooting in the dark here because you can't really see the edge or exactly the seam, but I know it's there somewhere.
But it doesn't take Elizabeth long to find her way through.
You always sew on the inside so the seams don't show, ultimately. That's a sewing 101. But what I might do first is to cut a little bit of the fluff away from the inside of the suede leg because we don't need that away. There we go. 2 more legs for the belly. Really, really shaggy. Exactly what I was hoping for. There we go. All ready.
And now it's time to give the sheep a face, using the jacket's tan exterior.
All I need to do is just very lightly sew over those eyes.
Which Elizabeth creates using a zigzag stitch on her machine.
He's alive. Last piece to do is to sew on this very final piece. And then we'll turn him inside out and hopefully he will look like a sheep.
With Katie heading to the workshop, it's time to find out what she thinks of the transformation.
Hi.
Hi.
welcome.
Hi, Elizabeth. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
I'm just very excited about today.
Good. When I approached it, I sort of had a couple of ideas for your mother's coat, but I kept coming back to your grandchildren, and actually, the more I thought about what this was, you know, it was a shearling, a sheep's coat, basically.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I've got it now, and I hope you are going to love it, because I am really excited about it.
Can't wait.
Shall we have a look?
Please.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh, that's so cute. That's amazing, Elizabeth.
Isn't it cute?
Ah, dead cute. Oh, gosh. That's really lovely. That's better than a jacket.
He's got personality. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like the jacket sort of went back to its origin and became a sheep again. I didn't use any other materials except for the pink.
The pink, yeah.
Just to add a little accent.
Yeah.
And as I say, the wool was so perfect for him.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
I really had a good time making him.
It's just going to be so nice. I think the children will be amazed. Well, I'm amazed.
It's part of another new family member.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
This has absolutely given my mum's coat a new lease of life. She'd think it was smashing. She wouldn't have wanted me to leave that jacket in her wardrobe. Yeah. And she'd have loved seeing the grandchildren with it, so it's great.
From coat to cuddly toy, it's a perfect transformation. Across the workshop, another intriguing item has caught the eye of master craftsman Rob.
Now, the next item through the doors is this beautiful old steamship lamp. And as I understand it, there would have been a red one on one side. On the other side, I think it would have been blue or possibly green.
This lamp's very special to me because my dad gave it to me when I was very young. I remember it from being a small child. I've always loved it.
Although the steamship lamp would be more at home on the open sea, it holds a very special place in Denny's heart.
My dad and I were very close when I was a child, and my happiest memories are from when I was really young because he got very sick when he was about 34. He had Parkinson's disease, so obviously that changed our lives a lot. So this always brings back happy memories for me.
So to honour Denny's dad's memory, Rob's come up with an unusual transformation for the former ship's lamp.
Although it's quite a sizable and heavy item, I think it needs to go bigger. It's a tricky one, and it's actually a big part of the process is just kind of taking the time to look at what you've got to work with and trying to envisage it in different places, different kind of setups, different situations. So for me, I've got to try and work out what this needs to do. What can it do? What's it able to do? And then from that, I can start playing with the design. And once I know kind of the function it's going to have, then I can have fun with the design. I'm actually thinking about making a table. I'm kind of seeing now a circular reclaimed wood table. Can you see on the sides here, on these sort of ribs, they've got a little indentation. And I'm just wondering if that's an opportunity, if I managed to cut a circle and sit this half into it. I've never seen a table with a steamship lamp dropped in the middle of it. That could be the way that we go. Definitely a challenge, and we do love a good challenge.
Rob's using reclaimed scaffold boards to make the tabletop.
I love working with this timber. It's real good, chunky stuff. So I've got a giant 13-foot piece. I don't need it in one, so I'm going to just whip it into a few different lengths because I'm going to then use that as my table base where I'm going to cut the circle out of it. But for the first stage, I need to just chop it up.
Once they're cut to length and glued together, he has a nifty way of cutting out a perfect circle.
One of the best ways is to grab your trusty router and actually just build a little jig for it. You can buy them as well, but I find it's quite easy just to make one. Scrap bit of timber, secure your router to it, and then measure the distance that you want. Really, you're looking for your radius. If you want a circle that is, say, 800 mil, you would set up your router, kind of hole center to inner edge of 400 mil, so that by the time you spin it, you get that 800 mil. To sum it up, really, we've just made a super dangerous compass. It does exactly the same kind of thing, but instead of a pencil going round, we're sending a blade round. Well, you start to see the circles taking shape now. So, a few more passes with the router, and I'll have my outside circle, and then I need to do the same again for the inside circle, where the steamship lamp is going to drop into the centre of that.
As Rob goes round in circles with the router, on another side of the workshop, Daisy's busy transforming a much-loved family heirloom that Carl and Michelle brought in earlier.
It used to belong to my grandfather. It means the world, it has lots and lots of memories.
Remaker Daisy plans to transform the gramophone into a stylish storage unit.
So that's that removed. That's pretty easy.
Now the backboard is attached, she's working on creating tiered shelving for Michelle's candles.
3 levels. The first level being the shelf I've already fitted. And the second level coming up to about there, and then there, something like that. I like the idea of them being freestanding, so not permanently attached. So she can move them out. Also, it means that this full-tone logo can be on display if she wishes.
Daisy wants her transformation to be flawless. She's fixing the shelves using what's called a biscuit joint.
So these are biscuits, and I use the biscuit joint to cut a slot into the timber, pop a biscuit in, and I'll have the same size slot in the other piece of timber. So I'll go half in one piece, half in the other, and you'll glue it in. So with this machine, when I plunge, that blade will be spinning round and round, and I'll cut a nice slot in my piece of wood, the size of half a biscuit. So I've screwed these stops in place so that I can take my piece of wood, pop it in there, and when I biscuit joint it, it's not going to go anywhere, it's going to hold nice and still. I've decided to use a biscuit jointer because it provides extra strength. Also, aesthetically, I don't want to have screw heads on show. So that'll go in there with glue in there, and then it goes into there, some glue, a few clamps on that, and that should be nice and strong.
This technique's a clever way of hiding the joins while making sure they're really strong.
The next step is to make a slot in the underside of the shelf, which that will onto there. So this one will be the tallest of the tiers. And I'm just going to give it a sand, put a nice chamfer all the way around to match the rest of it, and then glue it up. It's all finished.
Now the structure is complete, Daisy makes the new and old elements work together, varnishing the backboard and fixing the broken door to give more storage access.
This will now serve as a much more functional item for Michelle. Well, I'm chuffed with that.
Back with Rob, and he's transforming Denny's steamship lamp into a decorative coffee table. He's removing bits of the lamp that aren't part of his design.
I think it just cleans the lamp up a bit, really. It doesn't make it look quite so fussy. And then when it goes into the table that I've made, it's going to look so much different. Still recognisable as the old lamp, because it hasn't changed that much, but it's just tidier, and I like that. I think clean up the glass and leave all this patina on there. Just leave that as it is, because I think that's a really nice thing to look at. You get a sense of its age. Cool.
With the work on the lamp finished, Rob can turn his attention to the table legs and a final sanding.
When I'm working on bits of furniture, I just love to get in there with a sander, and any kind of imperfections, a breakout in the wood, I just get right in there and kind of shape that. And a lot of people will tend to just chuck a route a bit on, go around it, and it's just a totally flat kind of finish. And I don't really like that. I like to get in every little kind of nook and cranny. So when you're running your hand over it, you get that different texture, you get those different levels in the wood.
Denny has arrived at the workshop to see what has become of her lamp.
Hi, Denny.
Hiya.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah,
Look like
really
you've been
good.
busy.
I certainly have. So, yeah, you brought me a really cool Steamship lamp.
I've had it a long, long time. It's been in the family for, about 50 years at least. So it's very special to me. So I'm excited to see what you've done to it. I'm really excited. Yeah,
Right.
Please.
Okay.
Wow, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I love that wood. And it's so shiny. It's never been so shiny. That's amazing. That's fabulous.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
I love it. Oh, you put it in upside down. That's
I
great.
did, yeah.
I love that idea.
I actually originally did it the other way up, but it didn't really sit right with me. Then there was a kind of a bit of an odd bit where the hinge was, and it didn't really work, so I flipped it round the other way, and it's got a nice little sort of recessed plate there, so you could even bob a candle in the bottom, like one of the big church candles or something.
Yeah, that would be good. I love it, absolutely love it. It's amazing. You've done a fabulous job.
Oh, thank you.
It just looks so different. It just looks really original, and I love it. My dad would be so chuffed to see that.
Oh, that's great.
He really would. I'm absolutely chuffed with it. It's just really made it into something that I can use now. Very clever to be able to do that with it and to come up with that idea. Really pleased with it. I couldn't be more pleased, to be honest.
Daisy has almost completed her transformation of Michelle's beloved gramophone. Going all out to impress, she's decided to use a lathe to handcraft a pair of candlesticks from pieces of oak.
I'm going to be turning it in two parts. So I'm going to make the upright of the candlestick out of this square section piece of oak here. And then I'm going to be making the base out of this bit here. I need to find the centre point of each end of the piece of oak. To do this, I've got my centre finder, which is homemade, to speed up getting ready for turning. So it's made out of two different pieces of wood, and then we've got brass rivets holding it in place. Fits on there like that. I can use my knife, just go along both corners. So then we know that our centre is just there.
The lathe works by spinning the wood at high speed, which Daisy carves into with a chisel.
I'm going to take off the corners, take it off until I've got a nice round piece, and then shape that into my desired candlestick shape. So, nearly rounded the whole thing over. When you're turning, I find that it's often easier to turn things in symmetry. So I'm going to make two candlesticks, and by doing them in symmetry, I can churn them out a lot faster. So you can see how working in symmetry works quite well if you're making two, because each of the tools are symmetrical. So you can just jump from each one and get a feel for making sure that they're the same.
This is a highly skilled task. To make sure both candlesticks match perfectly, Daisy uses a caliper to measure the grooves.
Turning is a really satisfying process, going from just a square block to something nice and fluid and organic and also functional like a candlestick is really lovely, nice and satisfying and really enjoyable to do.
Once the shaping is complete, it's time for the final buff. Using a tried and tested method, a handful of sawdust.
So if you compare that one with that one, that's a lot shinier. Makes a massive difference.
And then some oil.
I'm really happy with how they're looking. I'm really happy with how they've popped with the oil and the buffing. Michelle won't be expecting these candlesticks, so I hope that she enjoys using them as much as I've enjoyed making them.
Michelle and Carl are returning to the workshop to see what's become of their gramophone. And their thoughts are with Michelle's granddad.
I've been sitting and thinking what my granddad would say, and he'd be saying for it to have new memories being made, I know he'd be really happy, and if he's happy, I'm happy.
We're really excited,
I'm
aren't we?
so excited to see what they've done. The
Can't wait to see
anticipation's
it.
like really bubbling and just like brimming over. I just can't wait.
Welcome back.
I really like that.
That's a good first reaction.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God, look at that. I'm really sorry. I really can't speak. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. These are happy tears. They are happy tears. No, it's amazing. Having the two colours, it makes it stand out so much. You've taken time to just like not have any sharp edges, and it's just perfect. And it's still Grandad's gramophone.
Daisy made those as well, the candlesticks,
wow.
yeah.
So we'll have a bit of you as well. It's just perfect, isn't it? It really is.
Are you happy with it?
Happy isn't a good enough word. It's amazing. It's spectacular. It's everything.
I think it's brilliant. I really do. I really think it will go well, especially with the fireplace and the wallpaper that was chosen.
It's managed to take something we've loved, make it into something else we can continue to love that we would never have thought of. Thank you.
Well, this transformation has Michelle and Carl's approval, but what would Grandad think?
Absolutely over the moon. He'd be looking down, chuckling. He would be so happy that it's got a new lease of life.